Do a Cossack squat on either side. Come down, drop, switch hands, and repeat. Getting the lats and serratus of the right side engaged. At the gym today, the weather seemed like it was going to be nice, but then it started raining intermittently, and now they say there's a thunderstorm that could possibly happen. In any case, it wasn't like super bright or anything, so since I got a lot of sun yesterday, I felt like it would probably be better if I came to the gym. Plus, yesterday, even though the workout was taxing, didn't really get to use, I guess, a whole lot of weight outside of the 25-pound kettlebell and the 15-pound steel mace. So I have access to heavier weights and, I guess, more instruments at the gym. And so, I'm here. As for the workout, starting off with Landmine shoulder presses for 6 each side. With these, I really like to turn into the hand that's pressing as it comes down. It feels like that motion allows me to get just a tiny bit more range of motion, which is always good. Going for 6 each side. Oh. Really controlling the movement. I'm not trying to move too fast. Then moving into some dumbbell curl to press lunges. So with a single arm, I'm going to do a curl, Arnold press, and then in the overhead position, do a lunge on each leg, come down, and repeat for 5 each side. The offset load keeps the core involved. Holding the dumbbell head overhead creates a shoulder stability component. Then curling and pressing involves the bicep and shoulders. Lunges involves the legs. So a good full body movement that targets multiple muscle groups at the same time. So even with the lunges, I'm making sure my knee gets in contact with the floor. I'm trying to perform it slow and controlled. So yeah, supersetting these two for now. I think I'm probably going to do a couple more landmine exercises. And I don't know, I kind of don't have a set plan in mind today. But this is what I'm starting off with. So for the next set of exercises, throwing a little bit of a mobility component into this. So starting off with my legs pretty wide because I'm going into a Cossack squat. Then starting with the dumbbell kind of in the middle of the legs. Going to bend down, deadlift it up with one hand, curl, and then in the curled position, do a Cossack squat on either side. Come down, drop, switch hands, and repeat. Going for 5 each side. This movement really helps build strength in the groin area and also help develop mobility in the groin and the hips. So yeah, pretty effective for a lot of things. And then adding the curl in there just adds a little bit of an upper body component. And also there's offset load. While holding the dumbbell on one side, which gets the core involved. By including multiple muscle groups in a movement, so by making a movement more full body, you get a higher growth hormone release, which I think is a good thing in terms of muscle growth. Compound movements just don't have to be the big three, which is bench, squat, and deadlift. There's ways to make any movement pretty compound. Then supersetting this with overhead staggered stance landmine squats. So starting with the landmine overhead, and I'm going to hold it here. I'm going to get on the toes of both my legs, stay on the balls of the feet as they say, and then kind of angle myself into a good position to where I feel like the tension is like in a straight line to the landmine, and then squat. Going for 5. Switching sides. Mid-set there, I realized that I was keeping my mouth open during the set. That's not ideal. Ideally, the mouth should be closed and nasal breathing throughout the entire set. But yeah, that was my 4th set. I'm gonna do one more. So for the next set of exercises, I'm targeting the serratus and abs. So the serratus is this finger-like muscle over here. So in people who are really lean, when they lift their hands up, like around the rib cage, you see like these 3 muscles kind of inserting into the ribs almost. That's the serratus. It pretty much gets engaged anytime your hands is overhead and there's force pushing back. And I think developing that really well gives a good look in the upper abdomen as well. So, and just overall, it's a good muscle to have strong. It contributes a lot to shoulder stability, core strength, and a bunch of other stuff. So with the landmine, first I'm going to get on my knees and hold it with both hands to one side. So I'm going to perform an ab wheel-like motion, but since it's the landmine, it's going to go into a curve. So it's going to be able to target, it's going to stretch out one side, the side that's farther away from the landmine. It's going to stretch that out more. And so I'm able to unilaterally focus on the serratus while having like a full body calisthenic component to it. So it looks like this. Keeping my abs tight and glutes contracted the whole way through. And going for 6 to 8. I have a clip on the landmine, otherwise the plate moves back and forth, which then ends up hitting the hand and makes the movement awkward. Anyway, switching sides after 6. I don't know if it's more apparent now, but you'll notice the right side stretching a lot more. Getting the lats and serratus of the right side engaged. After 6 each side of that, moving into cross bench pullovers, using a Bosu ball in the box to get a more natural curved upper back position, and using one kettlebell at a time again to be able to unilaterally focus on each side. Trying to get full range of motion, not going heavy at all. Going for 8 each side of that. So yeah, by the end of both of these exercises, the serratus gets targeted a lot, and then there's abs too. Yeah, so gonna do this for 4 to 5 sets, then on to the next movement. So for the final set of exercises, doing trap 3 raises, chest supported trap 3 raises or Y raises, and going to superset that with a lower ab movement. So all of that looks like this. The trap 3 is a muscle that's located here that goes underworked in most people, as a result of which movements such as this become pretty hard to do. Even though I'm just using 7.5-pound dumbbells, raising it in a Y shape with strict form is quite, I guess, hard. And apparently, by training this movement, it helps with lower back pain and also shoulder mobility. So doing 5 together, then 5 alternated to get some unilateral, individually focused contractions. And then supersetting that with lying leg raises, but on the bench. The fact that I'm on the bench keeps my legs below the level of the bench, which allows for the abs and hip flexors to stretch a little bit more. And first, going to do alternate leg raises for 5 each side. Then gonna do 5 together. Then gonna hold it up and do 5 flutter kicks. Then gonna do 5 knee raises or knee to chest, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, by the end of it, your abs should feel pretty taxed. At least mine do. So supersetting these two to finish off. Yeah, I would say overall pretty good session. Got some mobility stuff in, got some accessory muscles in. Although I've noticed that in recent days, I'm just gonna keep ranting while I work out. In recent days, I haven't focused on forearms in a while, and I used to do a lot more forearms, and it's not good that I don't focus on them much anymore. I do stuff where I'm holding a towel and along with the weight to exaggerate grip involvement in a exercise. But I guess it's still not quite the same as working on wrist rotations or things like that, which probably helps. So like I don't really do a whole lot of movements that have wrist rotation as a component of it, and so since I don't train forearm wrist rotation that much, it's probably something that I need to work on to make sure it's strong and also keep the muscles involved in wrist rotations, I guess, well developed. It seems to me that the key to preventing like long-term elbow pain and shoulder pain, etc., from lifting is by actively training all these component muscles or all these accessory muscles and making sure they're strong. So I might do some forearms in the sauna today. Specifically, wrist rotation based forearm work. So yeah. So forearms is going to be one of the things. I'm also probably going to do tib raises with the kettlebell, and then also some abs probably, if I don't feel super exhausted. And I don't know, depending on how I feel, there may be an outro after this. If not, this is the end of the video. Felt like I was looking pretty lean today, so I decided to do a quick posing sesh. Looking pretty good, I would say. Alright, that's it for the posing sesh and the video today. Gotta catch the bus. But yeah, that's all for today's video. See y'all tomorrow.